Hi, students. Mr. Walker here. I'd like to share a book with you called Not Norman, a goldfish story. And before we start, I'd like you to think, do you have a pet? Right now, I have three dogs, and dogs make good pets. Cats, too. Can you think of any animal that wouldn't make a good pet? Hmm. I like elephants and whales, but I'm pretty sure that they wouldn't make good pets. Well, that's the problem in this book. Norman, the goldfish, wasn't what this little boy had in mind. He wanted a different kind of pet, one that could run and catch, or chase strings and climb trees, a soft, furry pet to sleep on his bed at night. Not Norman. But when he tries to trade Norman for a good pet, things don't go as he planned. Could it be that Norman is a better pet than he thought? And I just want to remind you that a lot of times books have messages, and the author thinks about a lesson that they want us to learn from the book while we're reading it. I think this book has a really interesting message about friendship. So as you're reading, I'd like for you to think about what can we learn about making friends from this book, Not Norman, by Kelly Bennett, illustrated by Noah Z. Jones. Look at all those Normans swimming around. When I got Norman, I didn't want to keep him. I wanted a different kind of pet. Not Norman. Oh, look, there's a book there. It says, Your Fish and You. Looks like he got Norman for his birthday. Oh, that doesn't look like it works, taking Norman to the park. I wanted a pet who could run and catch, or one who could climb trees and chase strings. A soft, furry pet to sleep on my bed at night. Not Norman. All Norman does is swim around and 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 around. That sounds boring. This is it, Norman, I decide. I'm trading you for a good pet. Norman doesn't move. Not even a fin twitches. How can I trade him like this? No one will want a sorry-looking fish in a gunky bowl. When I drop Norman into his nice, clean bowl, he starts dipping and flipping, flapping his fins around. He looks so goofy that I have to laugh. Don't think that just because you made me laugh, I'm going to keep you, I tell him. Tomorrow, you're out of here. Norman blows a stream of bubbles. The next day, I take Norman to school with me. If I talk him up real good during show and tell, maybe someone will want him. On the way there, I see my friend Austin. Austin has a real cool dog and 7 puppies. Want to swap one of your pups for Norman, I ask? Who's Norman? Asks Austin. My goldfish, I say. There's all of Austin's dogs, the puppies. Uh-oh, but what's happening? By the time I rescue Norman, half of his water is gone. Looks like the puppies are trying to drink it. I'm sorry, I tell Norman when we get to school. I'm really sorry. He just stares at me all googly-eyed. Finally, it's my turn to show and tell. Just as I start to talk about goldfish, Emily shouts, "Jenny's gone! Who let my snake loose?" You can see the snake missing right there. What's gonna happen? Uh-oh. Norman, one amazing fish. But everyone's run away. Does anyone hear the story of how I got Norman? Does anyone even ask to hold his bowl? No. They're all jumping and screaming and chasing the snake. Not Norman. He's looking right at me. "Thanks for listening," I tell him. If I stop to think one thing that makes a good friend, it's someone that's going to listen to you and pay attention, just like Norman's doing right here. That afternoon, we go to my music lesson. As soon as it's over, I'm taking Norman back to the pet store. I take out my tuba and begin to play. Bom, 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 ba. Ba, 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 boo. Boo, 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 bee. I glance over at Norman. Where's Norman? There he is. He's swaying back and forth. "Glue, glue, glue, glue," he mouths. "Look, Norman's singing," I say. "Pay attention," snaps Maestro. That's the music teacher. "And just try to play the proper notes." Maestro makes me stay for extra practice. By the time my lesson is over, it's too late to go to the pet store. "Don't think that just because you like my music, I'm going to keep you," I tell Norman. He glugs. That night, I'm sound asleep when screech, screech. What's that noise? Scratch, scritch, screech. Yikes, there's something at the window. Then, out of the corner of my eye, I spot, ooh, what's it gonna be? A burglar? A monster? No. Norman. He isn't scared. He isn't swimming around in circles either. He glugs and gives me a little wave. I'm not alone. Together, Norman and I slide open the curtains. It was just a broken branch. "Thanks for watching out for me, Norman." That's what a friend does. Friends keep each other company and watch out for each other. On Saturday, I take Norman to the pet store, just like I said I would. I look at the cats and dogs and snakes and birds. I look at the hamsters and mice and lizards too. They all look like good pets, but they are not Norman. I wonder if that means he's still going to give Norman away. What do you think? What's going to happen next? When I got Norman, I wasn't sure I wanted to keep him. But now, even if I could pick any pet in the whole world, I wouldn't trade him. Not Norman. And there the boy is, playing his tuba, while Norman is bubbling along, one amazing fish. That's the end of the story. So I want you to think, what could this story teach us about friendship and making friends? And after you have an idea, share it with somebody at home, or maybe even write it down in your notebook. Until next time, happy reading and writing.